ASMR type.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were doing that shit with Artie. Like, who's it?
Ew! Oh my god, gross.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
terrible.
that was no.
It's terrible.
Jeez.
3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Artists in Depth podcast here in Galveston. We got Kink Shame in the building. Homies Blaine and Sara Sims. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Big fat chillin'.
Big fat chillin'. Big fat chillin'. Local, what would you say you guys are? Some punk mix? Or
I'd
just
say
punk?
like no wave.
Ooh,
Kinda do whatever.
no wave. That's tight. That's
Yeah,
tight.
Spazzy, no wave punk.
Spazzy, no wave punk. That's rad.
Thinking about working on more stuff with like electronic elements, make it more like Spazzy dance punk.
Mm.
Something like if LCD Sound System was evil and not as good at their drum machines.
Hell yeah, that's dope. I actually love all the creative genres there are nowadays. That's pretty cool. I like just like mix and match.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes it unique. So how long has Kink Shame been around?
A little over 2 years now.
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
Hell yeah. What got you guys started?
I don't know. It kind of just clicked like as soon as we met, and I'd never really like played with heavier, faster songs or styles of music, but he made me want to like explore more into that. So.
Cool. Was this your first music project?
Well, like I played my acoustic guitar alone. I wouldn't really call that like a project, so I just messed around with it. But yeah, it's kind of my first project, I guess I'd say.
Word. That's dope. I know. I heard whenever AC and Gabriel were here, they were talking about whenever Gabe was talking about when he first met you. You were doing like vinyls and scratching. He was calling you the DJ Screw of Galveston.
I'm no DJ Screw by any means. But yeah, when I first met AC and Gabe, I started working at Bruce Brothers with AC. And I got introduced to Gabe, and we started going over to like where I lived in Santa Fe at the time and just making tapes. And it started off with one turntable and one drum machine, and it was just kind of rough and freestyle stuff. And then I bought a sampler and expanded and got kind of just addicted to buying drum machines, and our tapes started progressing from there. And we put out Death Set Radio, which was an hour and a half, pretty much screw tape.
Did you get them on actual tapes?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
XL2 S100s, just like DJ Screw used.
Oh fuck yeah!
Had to source them from random places, get lucky and find them, and luckily I still have a stash.
Oh yeah, where do you guys draw your So of course I guess you grew up listening to a lot of screw tapes, maybe like hip hop, punk. So where do you guys drive your main inspiration from?
For me, it's 6 Year Guns.
Dope.
6 Year Guns, The Chariot, definitely. Anything sassy and loud, really. But The Chariot, 6 Year Guns, and Counterparts are seriously what made me want to start making loud music.
I'd say my half is like Gary Newman, the Screamers, 70s punk, new wave, and then those two elements, I guess, between me and her combine into what we have.
Oh yeah, just kind of like mix it together for just a blend of it's a good mix. I actually unfortunately missed that last show y'all played at Brew. I got there like right at the last song.
That was a great show. It's the second time we brought Fuzz Queen down. And they're good friends of ours. They're really nice people. Always excited to play with them.
Yeah, they were dope. I caught pretty much most of their set. Did they play right after y'all? Who played? Oh, Blastad played after.
Yeah, Blastad was right after us.
Yeah, it was sick. It was a good show. It was a great show. Where you guys got any shows coming up?
Yeah, we have one in Houston, March 23rd, with Expensive Jeans at Christmas Island. I've never been there before.
Yeah, me either.
It's gonna be fun because our friends are gonna be there. And then we're bringing Shake the Baby back down, the two-piece band from Seattle, Washington. And we're gonna be playing at Symposium.
Oh, cool. So what's up with Symposium? I stopped by there. They had like a free beer night. Symposium is in downtown Galveston. What street is that on? We shot them out.
It's on 19th and Mechanic.
19th and Mechanic.
right by the big white building with the green on the top. You can't miss it.
All right, yeah, it's like right on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be a great bar. Sean and Jackie are great friends of ours, and they want to put on shows there, and they've been really helpful, like setting shows up with us and trying to get music in there. And their beer selection's already great, and they barely just opened. I've known them from Bruise Brothers forever, and they're really cool.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah, those guys are really cool. Oh, also shout out to the dogs. We have
what's up, dog?
We have the sponsored dogs that bark in the back.
Yeah,
At first it used to kind of piss me off, but now I'm okay with it.
You need it. It's a good ambient background.
Yeah, it makes it cool. It's just we're just chilling in the neighborhood. Sometimes the dogs bark.
Yeah.
But the thing I noted the most out of that symposium bar is their stages.
Yeah.
Effing huge.
It's so big.
It's crazy. Like, how tall is that shit? It's like
probably like 4.5 feet.
I'd say like 7.
That's taller than me. It's like 7. Yeah. It's up there.
Oh yeah. I guess I haven't walked up to it all the way. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
Easy crowd surf access.
Oh yeah. It's like a crowd dive at that point. You're going down. No, that's really cool.
I mean, it's going to be nice to play on a stage that's not the one I built out of pallets at Senpai's. It felt like I was going to collapse through it all the time. But that one had its fun parts, too, because you might have collapsed through it all the time.
Yeah, that would have been rad. I mean, if everybody was okay. But if if everybody just perfectly fell through the floor, just kept playing and didn't miss a beat, that'd be sick.
That would be tight.
That's awesome. So, going back to... actually not even going back to, like I was showing y'all, what the point of the podcast is, I like to kind of talk about the artist's process and how you guys write songs and whenever or however, you guys just start out with a jam or you guys come together with an idea. Do each of y'all write the songs? Anybody do most of the writing, or how do you guys do that?
We basically just like go in on songs like whenever we finally get the time to. My schedule's fucked off.
Mm-hmm.
But like whenever we finally do get together and jam, it's either like I have a few lines of a song like lyric wise, and Blaine's like, I got this freaking beat in my head, and we'll start with like a few sounds on these little drum machines, and we just build from that. Either I play guitar, like we have some. It's hard to explain. I don't know. It usually starts with lyrics and like. Usually, a lot of the times, we'll just be doing absolutely nothing coordinated and start jamming. There's been a few lost jams because we just started going at it just like random beats and random rhythms.
Yeah, we've always done it in different ways. Like, there's even a song we've done with me making the beat, her doing like a chorus, and then Abe G that's on a lot of AC and Gabe's music doing like a flow on it. Mm-hmm. And that song came out awesome. Like, we just all were hanging out and it just kind of came together real tight. And then there's another song where it's like Kink Shame meets hip hop tapes. We have this one song where it started off with that sparkle sound.
Yeah, it sounds like a magic wand. It's really cute.
It's just a sound on my drum machine. And we're like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. We should do something with this. And it came out awesome.
Oh yeah. So you guys like doing that, just kind of rolling with the natural flow of things, kind of just jumping in.
Right.
Just jumping in. I can definitely relate. And I actually just kind of, for anybody listening, I think it's a great way to get started because a lot of people, at least I hear, it's like, I don't know how to get started. I don't know where to go. I think it's just, I mean, if you don't know anything about music, but if you know a little bit about music, you can just jump in and start jamming and just have fun with it. Or if you're trying to draw, or if you're trying to paint, just start with something. Start with a line.
Sure.
Coming up, drawing a bunch of faces like I do.
Right.
I'd always start out with drawing like a nose, or like an eyeball. Or
even with cooking, I start off with just one thing and be like, what can I do with this? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it's all art at the end of the day, like whatever sense it is, whether it's like sight, sound, taste, start off with one thing and expand on it and get better at it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so speaking of the cooking, how'd you get started cooking, man? You are doing all kinds of pop-ups around Galveston. For those that don't know, Blaine is pretty well-known chef around, pop-up chef.
I like to cook.
Creative dishes, the empanada, lord, master.
Those will be available Friday.
Oh.
But I guess I really started cooking just like as a kid. My great grandpa was a chef, and I've always been interested in that. But working at Bruce Brothers is kind of where I got my start, like doing it for a living, and then started working at etc. And now I do stuff over there where my ramens are finally getting a place as like a home, and still doing my pop ups and see where it goes from there.
Oh yeah, what's one of the most I guess what dish are you most proud of that you've created yourself?
I mean, the empanadas were a huge hit around Christmas. Like I had to go to Brews and cook so many of those. It was like almost 200. I put a post on Facebook about, hey, I've got banh mi empanadas and red curry beef empanadas. If anybody wants dozens for Christmas, and I thought it'd be like, oh, cool, like maybe 3 or 4 of my friends would be like, oh yeah, that sounds tight. No, it was like a flood of messages. Oh my god, I cook this much stuff. Justin, let me come use that oven because this is not gonna work in my house.
You ever like pop up and do those like for sales, or do you like give them away, or what do you do?
I sell them.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's a great hustle, man. It's really good. I think that's really great for the community, man.
Yeah, and I do a lot of stuff that I just come up with in my brain. I'm like, hey, there's nowhere to get this down here. I should cook that. People love it.
Oh yeah. So do you guys for the band, do y'all have any new music y'all are working on? Y'all got like any recorded songs coming up, albums, anything?
Actually, our newest one that was actually finished was Quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
And we only played that one time because we usually honestly don't have time to practice, and when we do, we're kind of procrastinators. But
It happens.
Our song Quicksand, I really want to finish that one up. I think that we have a good idea of like how we want to do that one. But we've also been talking about adding more electro music with guitar and sassy vocals. Not so much screaming, but like I guess just fast talking. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess right now also we're kind of at a point where living where we live now, it's kind of dealing with the constraints of the space we have. And so we have to readapt like our equipment and not necessarily our style or the feel of the music, but readapt like, hey, I can't fit my entire drum set in our house that well right now. And other than that, we'd have to drive to Santa Fe to go practice.
Mm-hmm.
But with the electronic stuff I have, it's a space saver. So we could really just kind of adapt things in and make music with the things we have at hand and available to do so.
That was pretty cool. You use more like analog things.
I do. I have
really cool.
reels. I've got 8-track recording capability, and all my drum machines are like pre-2001.
It's pretty dope, dude.
I don't know. I've always just kind of liked this.
It's like it's becoming a lost art there, man.
I'd say it's a lot more of a pain in the ass when you have to play a show, because instead of just taking a laptop or taking one sampler, you have to literally plug in so many patch cables, so many power cords, and it's not like pedals where you can just use an iSpot and use one plug for everything. You have to have all these weird like proprietary adapters because they're old, and you have to have a lot of power strips, and it takes longer for you to set up and tear down than your set. But I just enjoy doing it that way. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, all right, well, that's still tight, whatever.
So whenever you play, you do live mix always?
Exactly. It's kind of like Dan Deacon or something. Just have a whole table where you have your drum machines plugged in, MIDI to one another. Even if not, like then you have to beat match that. It's pretty much like learning how to play an elaborate video game that only you know how to play, I guess.
So how many different kinds of instruments do you guys usually have during a show?
My guitar, my pitchfork, which is basically just a pedal to create different. It can make like an organ sound. It can make like an electronic keyboard sound. It's pretty cool. The hot tubes, and then the octave pedal to just make it sound like it's basically a bass with it, so it sounds thicker since there's 2 of us. And then like your drum kit, and then like what kind of drum machine do you have?
I use like a Korg ESX1, which is a cool one. It's from the 90s. And it's actually like a tube preamp one. So it's got like a little preamp in there for tubes so you can make it really crunchy or really like loud. And we've always just tried to adapt like different equipment into making us two sound like more than us two, because it's kind of hard to like already coordinate with us, and adding more people. I feel like sometimes like bands I've been in, it's just like, man, it's hard to organize like, 3, 4, 5 people when you all work in the service industry and like you're always busy. And so we try to like minimize that and just add things that we can add into our sound as 2 people that compensate for having, 3 more members, which is hard and can kind of sound muddy if you add too many different things, but we're trying to get a handle on exactly what we can do with it.
Well, that's actually pretty impressive that you guys both just have a multitude of instruments, and everything's raw. You're not really backtracking anything.
Right. I
mean, it's really impressive, man. Not a lot of people are doing that nowadays. I think one of the worst things that I see is like especially like hip hop artists and things, they'll just backtrack everything,
right.
or they'll just play their actual. I keep hitting that shit. they'll just play their actual song, and just talk over it,
right?
And or just there's just different kind of things like that, and it's kind of whack. But that's something I really appreciate whenever people dig out the real instruments and learn how to play them, and and do it right. What's the best show in y'all opinion that y'all played?
What's yours?
I think my favorite one was the one we did with Fuzz Queen at Senpai's.
That one.
When was that?
Really that was in July, right?
That was actually the last show at Senpai's before me and Pete let Evan take it over. That show was a lot of fun. Good barbecue. First time we met them.
They brought a dog.
They're awesome people. And all the nights at Senpai's with shows were always really fun. I don't think we had a bad show. Every show went way better than I ever thought when me and Pete got the place. When we first got the place, we gotta put so much work into this. We gotta make it so tight. And then every show we had there was super fun and super tight. Like she was saying, the Shake the Baby show was a fun time with those guys. They got to meet Clark from India Tigers, and he's a legend in their minds now. They love him.
Really?
They love Clark so much.
Did they party with Clark?
Yes, they partied with Clark. The next day, it looked like they were about to just like, we were sitting at Henry's and...
Oh, Jesus.
So, y'all want burritos? Like, and they're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, what we need, just maybe some beans and cheese. I'm so hungover. Like, what happened to you guys? Oh, we hung out with Clark last night. We heard.
Well, shout out to Clark. He was actually on the first episode of the show, India Tigers episode. Yeah, Clark the legend. That's hilarious.
They actually put Clark on the next flyer with Shake the Baby just because they're like, Clark needs to be on the flyer. We love Clark.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Did you have a favorite show?
I think either the last Shake the Baby show or the show that we had with Shake the Baby. So,
when was that?
Shake the Baby was like in February, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're so wholesome. I love them. Either that or the last one when I was at Bruce Brothers, because it was a donation show and Fuzz Queen left with a lot of money and my heart was full. I'm like, wow, came out and really didn't have to pay for the door and let them sit and good.
Everybody's had a good time.
Yeah.
I think every band that's come to Galveston's had a good time. I think we have like an awesome little thing going on down here because every touring band we have, they always want to come back.
Absolutely.
Oh, also the Midol show. That was an amazing one. I cried. Happy tears.
Yeah, shout out to the Midols.
God, I love them.
Yeah, that show was tight.
Midols. Diana Ray's awesome.
They're all amazing.
Absolutely. Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool. Well, yeah, man, Galveston, I was talking, I've been talking to everybody about this, but I kind of see Galveston as like an untapped gold mine of artists.
It is.
It's really, it's kind of just hidden, because, I grew up, I'm originally from Oklahoma, but I grew up in Houston, and I went and lived in Austin for 2 years, and I moved here from Austin. And just, from the outside looking in, it's really cool. It's it's kind of like you just, I don't know, it's like stumbled into this smaller town and you just see how it's alive with, just gems everywhere.
I like
Everybody's so talented.
it's like a super small town, but it's almost got like a big city feel to it when like you're downtown playing or something. A lot of bands, I don't think they realize how small it is. When they come down, like they always have a good crowd because we all show love and all come out, and that's cool. Like having a place where there's just a concentrated community of artists and people that support each other like we have down here.
Absolutely, because it's just like a really tight circle. Like Art Walk, like really shows like the boundary of it. You know,
Right.
It's like it's everywhere, just from the art galleries to, you know, coffee artists. You know, like everywhere. Because you know, I think everybody that works at Maud is some kind of artist somehow, right? So it's just everywhere. Everybody just is into some kind of creative hobby or way of life or something. It's really cool. You know, it's one of the biggest things that inspired me to do this. Like I never thought I'd be doing this.
Absolutely.
But I saw this and I was just like, man, I just want to talk to everybody and see what they do.
Yeah.
You know?
I never thought of like cooking and doing pop-ups or using cooking as an art form before I moved down here. Before I moved down here, I was living in Clear Lake, like right by Baybrook, and up there it's like, oh, I have a retail management job, so this is what I need to do to make money to pay my rent. And beyond that, you're like, well, I like to play music, and sometimes I'll barbecue or something, but I gotta go to this retail job in the morning, and I'm worried that the DM's gonna call and like, oh, you're gonna be in trouble because your sales aren't high enough. Move down here and start working at small business. Like any small business you work at, I feel like it's 100 times more tight than any corporate job you would have. Like right now, both places I work, I love working there. It's tight, and it gives me more freedom to want to be creative, like cooking or making music or anything like that.
Absolutely,
it's less of a worry.
Yeah, it gives you room to operate in your creative space, and also you know, pay your bills with it sometimes.
Right, I get to pay my bills and be creative now. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's actually what we try to kind of do with the deli too. You know, the deli's fun. We just hang, make sandwiches. I mean, it's really
make anything.
make any kind of sandwich.
That's how Eat Center is too. It's just like, what ramen do I want to make next week? Well, what do I have here? Well, I'm gonna make a little batch of something, try it out, and things I cook at home. Also, like I learned skills from that and apply it over there, like vice versa. And so I started to realize there's things I didn't know I could do, and now I'm like, well, I could do this at my job, so at home I'm gonna do it too. And then at home, I learned to do it better, and like do it better there. And you just keep building off of things you learn.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and shout out to Eat Cetera and all the places. Where all have you done pop-ups, man?
Devil in the Deep, Bruce Brothers, and that's pretty much it so far.
You did one at DTO.
Oh yeah, DTO too. That was the first time I sold empanadas. I forgot about that one. Well, I was at DTO selling empanadas, so of course I forgot about that.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, shout out to DTO, the infamous.
Shout out to Old Granddad.
Who's Old Granddad?
Old Granddad is my favorite whiskey. You ever seen Bad Santa?
Oh, with Billy Bob?
That's what he drinks in the movie. And so I started drinking Old Granddad a long time ago after seeing that, and then DTO was like, well, that's what we have here, but it's the bonded Old Granddad. It's stronger. I'm like,
shit.
Oh, damn, let me try some of that. So, you ever go over there, you want a poor man's whiskey sour, get you a shot of Old Granddad, bite a wedge of lime. It's terrible. It's awesome. You should do it. You'll love it and hate it.
It's terrible, awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. That's awesome.
I'm experiencing a bad taste in my mouth thinking about Old Granddad.
You know, I think in whatever context you talk about Old Granddad, that's a sour taste.
True that.
I drank an entire bottle of Old Granddad, did a Meat Puppets tattoo, stick and poke on my ankle.
Damn.
He did.
Man, you have a tight connection with Old Granddad.
I do. Old Granddad's a good granddad. You know, he's always been there for me. Never got me anything good for Christmas except vomit or a hangover, but I still love him.
Hey, just like it. You know, that's the granddad you wish for right
there.
Yeah. That's love. Shout out Old Granddad. You know, maybe we get sponsored by them because of this episode. That'd be rad.
I would love that.
That's cool. Well, there's a part of the show, y'all, where I like to ask the artist, for everybody listening, and mostly for the artists that may be kind of down on themselves about what they do, or maybe maybe they're losing sight, or they're vision or feel like they are,
Right.
or maybe need just kind of like a pick me up or just something to keep them going. Like, what could you say just from your own experience to them to keep them going and stay on their path and not to give up?
You go first.
I mean, I'd say if you're starting to get stressed out about your art and need something to keep you going, maybe like take a break for a second, explore another avenue. But sometimes when you take a break from something for a second, you realize like, oh man, you know what? This is tight. I should do this. It's like that's me with my drum machine stuff. I was getting so frustrated for a while. Like I feel like I've already programmed everything in these that I can. Like I don't even know what to do. At the one point I started buying more and more of them, thinking that would help. But then it just gets more frustrating because I'm literally putting more stuff on the table as far as like my table full of drum machines.
Mm.
And so I simplified it. It's like, all right, I'm just going to use these two, mess with these. And that still didn't do it. And that's kind of like linking back to when me and her first started playing music.
Mm.
I wanted to start learning to actually play drums, which I'm not still great at, but it was a break from drum machine stuff.
Yeah.
But I could apply the drum machine stuff to like learning basic beats or think of beats I made on my drum machines to actual drums. And then once I started to kind of learn actual drums, I could play those to get ideas for beats I'd want to make on the drum machines, which gave me ideas for new songs.
So just hitting some different mediums, to
right.
Bring all, because it's all good knowledge.
Exactly.
You can apply it in different ways. That's really good. That's really good. I actually agree that I think that's crucial.
Yeah.
To take a break, do something else for a little bit.
Just don't burn yourself out on something to the point where you completely give up on it. Because if you get a little bored with it or frustrated for a second,
just put it down. Go do something.
Yeah, just don't stress yourself on it.
Yeah, exactly. Anything shout out to you from your music career, Sarah? That
like if you're hitting like a wall with music or whatever it might be, I think the best advice I have for that would be to get some new experiences to like write about, or even like revisit some awful experiences and get it all out. Like wallow if you have to, or find new experiences. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm.
Just kind of look around, take a break and explore your options a little bit. Absolutely. Is there anything you guys do? I know. I actually know. You also cook, but is there anything you guys think is crucial, like a hobby y'all have that actually helps you with your music that you can bring back to it, or is there anything that kind of centers you if you're trying to do something? Like maybe you like, I don't know. Do you find things making coffees and different drinks that you can apply to your art? Like different kinds of skills or anything like that.
Definitely dealing with people. I mean, with every job that I've had, I've learned to be patient. There's always going to be assholes at shows.
Absolutely.
If it's not an asshole, then it's a drunk asshole. You just gotta learn to deal with them. I think I can apply that with just like social situations, not so much like the music aspect.
Yeah.
I'd say like structure. Like since I have to run a kitchen, I'm like in charge of that. I know how to structure my kitchen. So like, say we're about to play a show, that has helped me be a lot better at like, okay, I need to make a list of what I need to take. I need to figure out exactly how to fit all this in my car. I need my load in, my load out to be smooth. And just, I don't know, I guess like since I started running a kitchen, it's taught me how to like think before you just do something. Like when you cook, you're gonna make a prep list in your morning. You're gonna make like a cleaning list for the end of the night. So if you're gonna play a show, don't just like throw all your stuff in your cases or your backpacks and then take off and get there and realize that you're like, oh damn, like we forgot this one power cord for this one thing, but it happens to be like the amp that no one else has a cord that'll fit. And so now we can't power that. Like prepare ahead of time, structure yourself a little, more so than just throwing all your stuff in the car. Because I know a lot of times at shows, it's been last minute, like, crap, we gotta leave, like, in 10 minutes, we need to go. And so we just kind of, we've done that. How many times we showed up with, like, one of the legs of my floor tom is gone, so I gotta put a drumstick in there or something. Like, take time, take a deep breath, smoke a cigarette, whatever you gotta do. make a list for that shit. Don't just throw it in the car. Because then you get to Houston and realize, well, I can't power any of my pedals, or I forgot this whole pedal. I have no drumsticks.
Does anybody have some pliers because I lost my freaking tuning peg?
Yeah.
Hey man, those things happen though. You know, whenever I go do, you know, like some type of off-site, and I mean off-site, like not at my house, like painting somewhere, you know,
Yeah.
like we did at the Galveston Island Brewery. I always forget one crucial item.
Same
Always. No matter how much I plan. Like I'll write a list and everything, and then I'll get there and be like, I forgot my light. And this is a nighttime event.
I do that. I did
Everything
that
will be
today.
set up, yeah.
Went to Arlen's before we came here, so I was like, I need to start cooking for this pop-up on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, on the way to Arlen's, we have to make a physical list, which is important about band stuff too. Make a physical list. Put it on your fridge. Look at it 3 times, like before, during, and after you do it. Today is something so simple, like I have 10 pounds of chicken I want to smoke tonight to put in the empanadas for the pop-up. What are the 2 things I need to smoke the chicken I bought? Charcoal, lighter fluid. Did I buy either of those? No, I bought pig's feet, pig tails, a bag of ice, and a 40 ounce.
Because you're like, oh, what did I come here for? Yeah, you know, exactly. You gotta plan ahead, make a list. Handwriting. I mean, I believe, I really don't like to use the notes in my phone.
Yeah, same.
Because when it's on the phone, you don't really remember it because, you know, you're just tapping. You know, you're not actually writing letters. You know, whenever you do the handwriting, you remember.
You keep it analog, keep it on a paper, take it with you, write it in purple ink, and look at it.
Sparkly ink, man. I got a couple of things in here like sparkly.
Nice.
You know, like a draw. Like before I even built this, I drew.
Look at you.
I drew this before I even built this thing out. You kind of see it. It makes sense. It's from like you're looking at the door, so it'd be like that way.
That's tight.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah, but you gotta visualize, write it out. You know, that's also why I like to doodle on things. You know, just from being in school, I can't not draw on something when somebody's talking. Like I need something to keep my hand. It's like a fidget I developed where like I have to draw something.
That's a cool fidget, though.
Yeah, well, it actually really helps. I'm glad I didn't, you know, because my parents and teachers just wanted me to stop doing it for so long. Like I've failed tests because I've drawn faces on them.
Nice.
You know, like college tests. Like actually, I failed a quiz in my college class like 2 years ago because I drew a face because I finished the test early, but we couldn't leave early when the test was over, and it was kind of weird because usually professors cool with that, but we were gonna have a discussion afterwards. So I kind of spaced out and drew a face on it and turned it in, got it back. It was like an incomplete, and I had to redo it, and I can only get like a 70.
Damn.
Yeah. But I ended up like failing it because I got something else. But I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, you know. So be careful what you doodle on, but also, you know, drawing things out and writing them down helps you visualize and you remember doing that because. Whenever you just tap some buttons, you're not really making a memory, like
I'd say so.
Distinct memory, you know.
With my recipes, like I've wrote them all out in a notebook, and then I would take a picture of that notebook on my phone. So I'm like, well, I don't want to do this twice. I'm not gonna write it, but still, even the picture on my phone, as Kurt, like I lost my little binder of recipes a while back, and I'm like, I'm never gonna find this again. All my recipes are gone. Because I don't remember if I had more in the book than I did on my phone, but I probably do because I forget stuff all the time. And then she found it and was like, here it is. And yeah, there was a few things in the book that I didn't take a picture of that are kind of crucial things.
Exactly. But do you know it well enough to where if you actually lost it, could you do it again?
Absolutely.
And that's what's important right there.
I just like having that peace of mind to like, am I going to do something so dumb as to forget to put garlic in this because, like, I just start doing some shit real quick?
Exactly. You know, you got to visualize your art. I mean, that's why I can give things away or just things like that. Because, you know, I give a lot of art away.
Yeah.
And it's only because, you know, just you can do it again. You know, like I'll think of it, you know. I think with things like that, of course, take pictures of them. So it's like, you know, really special.
Right.
But I think it's really cool to know your craft and get in there enough and practice enough to where, you know, you don't have to try to remember it. If you practice enough and you pick it up enough, you're just going to remember
Absolutely.
it. You know, it's just what it's going to be. But, I mean, because I got my, I think last year, 2018, which was last year now. Which is a little crazy. I'm still not down with 2019. It's just like
It happens so fast.
that's so quick. But it's good.
It's almost March.
It's been a good year. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. But well, I got my car broken into.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, and like my bag was in there because granted I should have taken my backpack out of my car, but I went inside this place for like 15 minutes and like came back out. It was downtown Houston, of course. But I had my art show back there, like, because I was taking it to the Artist Lofts, the Art Space property on Elder Street in Houston, and so with my bag in there or not, my window still would have gotten busted out. Like it looks like there's candy there, because the window that got broken was the opposite window from where my backpack was. But my laptop was in there, sketchbook full of drawings. I had like 500 of my stickers in there.
Damn.
Like a bunch of shit. I was like really crushed for a second, but I eventually realized I was trying so hard to be, I was trying so hard to be mad, but I couldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, because I've been, reading some things for a while, just stay motivated and just keep going forward no matter what bad you have to
because at that point, all you can do is be like, well, the best I can do right now is get my window repaired.
Yeah, and just think about options, where I'm like, yep, we're going to get the window fixed. We put a bag on it and shit. That was a fun drive back to Galveston with the bag on it.
I rode from Austin down here one time. My buddy Jake and I went to Austin to get the rest of his band equipment, and his van got the window smashed while we were up there and had to ride back from Austin to Houston with a bunch of trash bags over the long back window of the van. Dude, it was so loud and I was so hungover. It was like... And the whole way back to Houston, I was just like, I'm gonna die. I just have to eat these cheese stuff like 7-Eleven Dorito bullshit things. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was terrible. I never want to do it again.
That's a brutal road trip right there.
It's pretty bad.
That's
Sets the bar for my hangovers till this day.
But when you lose things like that and shit gets broken, maybe you get things taken, you just gotta start thinking of what you can do. Luckily I was able to download my shit from the cloud from my iPad that was connected to the laptop, so I got the shit. Yeah. And my laptop's so encrypted that I'd be very impressed if they got in there.
Hell yeah.
So I'd be crazy though. Yeah, they have to do some hardcore shit. And whoever's
call Dan.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, it's you just gotta start looking forward and see what else you got.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, giving things away always makes me feel good and makes me, I don't know if you guys ever do like any drawings or if you make something and give it to somebody or paintings, like how it feels good.
Yeah, for sure.
Because for me, it's giving something to somebody that something you put your time into, and if they actually appreciate it, it's cool. But maybe if they don't, whatever, love's still there.
Right.
But just giving it away because I want to make room for the new things coming in.
For sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like you said earlier, like you can always do it again.
You can do it again. Just do it again. Do it better.
Exactly.
Why not? Why? Because everybody, people get attached to pieces. I mean, like I really like my milestone pieces of art. That's really the ones I keep. But for a lot of them, it's just like. If it ends up going missing or somebody steals it or give it away to somebody, it's just like, oh, let's do it again.
Yeah.
But somebody steals your shit and starts to make it theirs.
Oh,
you chase after them. You chase after them.
Yeah, no way.
You go after that, you defend your shit. Yeah.
Most definitely.
It goes on a lot today on the internet. Things get stolen and regurgitated. It happens more often than it should.
It most definitely does.
A friend of mine had a beat get stolen.
What?
Well, he didn't have any rights to it.
That's why I record analog, man.
Yeah.
I swear to God. I have so many beats on, I have these cool tapes. They're called SM10s. And they're Tascam tapes. They're 5 minutes per side. And that's a perfect 3-minute beat. All my stuff is stored just straight up on those.
How do you transfer those into? You just record them straight into the computer, like through mics?
With my mixer, it's got a tape in.
Oh, sweet.
And then it's got a USB out. Okay. So it's straight through that.
Oh, so you can just throw it right into recording software.
Yeah, that's how I did my whole full length album of drum machine beats. I recorded every master to every one of those songs, even with things me and her have recorded. It's all on cassette. It's on like XL2s, going back to like the screw tape things. Like those tapes aren't just good for rap; they're good for everything.
Oh yeah.
Just people always have called it like the warmth of analog. It just has like that, I don't know, underlying like wider sound than you can pull with a lot of digital without it sounding too like overproduced. So you can produce like on the tape and just you. It's not going to be quite as sharp, I guess, or quite as like HD, whatever. But you get this certain particular sound about it, that's just tight.
Oh yeah, it's got its own. I always liked a friend of mine that did some shit involving, he'd use like a live, like a live, like CDJ with like the vinyl,
right?
And but it had like the crackling sound.
That's why like
it was like the really old kind of like 70s crackling sound, but it had a really unique sound to his song, and it was cool.
Yeah,
it was really fucking cool. Because I always thought that was my favorite part when I was a kid. Listening to my grandparents' record players was just that ominous snapping and crackling.
Right, exactly.
Because they had really old vinyls.
You get that little bit of dust in there, But I think that's why, like, as far as medium goes, like, if you're a band, every band I've talked to, from touring bands, Houston bands, anybody's told me, like, don't waste your money. Like, remember Whitney told us this. Like, if you're going to record, don't waste your money even putting out CDs. Just do straight tapes and vinyl. No one wants CDs anymore. Like, most cars, my car doesn't have a CD player in it. So I guess, like, it's a weird dying out of the middle stage of media. Like CD just kind of got caught between digital, or not digital, like analog tape and digital download. And so you hit this weird point to where you don't need a CD anymore. Anything you can get, if you want it analog, you'll get a tape. If you want it digital, you'll download it or stream it or whatever. Which is the thing with, people collect VHS tapes now. Like, I thought I was weird for having as many as I do, but like, a lot of people I know now are stocking up on those because you want that quality. And why buy a DVD when you can just torrent it for free, or if you have Netflix or whatever the hell you have, like you can, that middle ground of like 90s media, I feel like is fading out because it's not quite analog, but it's not quite digital, or it is digital, but it's obsolete now because like on your screen right now, you could just pull up a movie and like watch that while we're doing this if you wanted to.
Low key.
Exactly.
Low key. Yeah, I think that's really cool that people are going back to vinyls too. Like, at least, it's like a novelty thing now.
Right.
Like, people just want vinyls just to play music on vinyls because I think there's something cool with having to commit with that music, whatever you're playing, and it's like, because it's an experience. Because I like to listen to full albums like they're movies.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, I feel like bands for a while went away from writing a full album as opposed to writing like a single or something like that.
Yeah.
Like now people want to listen to full albums.
No. They just want they just want to go from the next jam to the next jam. But I always guys that were fully pioneering that shit with crazy, like Pink Floyd and like they were telling crazy stories through their albums. Like, it was ridiculous. Like or just just like a lot of other bands when they structure it, and they have the interludes and things,
right.
where it's a whole show. Many bands do it. They've been doing it for a long time, but I really enjoy the bands that would, they had that flow where you could just start it and then it just sounds like one whole show. Then
right.
It's over. Because it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Unless it's like some epic metal bands that have like the 13-minute songs.
Yeah.
You ever listen
Electric
to
Wizard or like Sleep?
Yep. Dude, Sleep, man. That was like. That's actually like some lean music before lean music.
Dude,
man.
Sleep is like chopped and screwed metal. I've always said that.
Dude, it's so much like that. It's really cool.
I used to smoke a whole lot of weed when I lived in Clear Lake. Like, just smoke bags and bags of Reggie and listen to like Sleep, Electric Wizard, fucking Bongzilla, and just I'm just gonna eat this whole can of green beans on a recliner and listen to fucking metal.
It's going down.
It's not a bad time.
I did not want that mental image. 19-year-old you.
No, this is like 22-year-old me living with Ford.
Just chilling. musical experience. That's awesome. Well, where can we find you guys online? Do you guys have any music online, or just mostly the social media, or what do you guys got?
Bandcamp. Do you have SoundCloud?
Not for our stuff. I got like a little bit of my music. I got a Bandcamp for my electronic music.
Cool. What are the name both of those band camps?
Mine's just Cat Daddy Slick.
Cool.
For all the electro stuff, you can find it pretty easy. I think there's one other guy called that on Bandcamp, and I've always wanted to message him and be like, "Hey, do you want to do like an album together?"
Hell yeah! I'm not coming at you for the name. This is dope.
It's like this real old man that I think does like gospel music, but I think me and him could really, hit it off and make a good tape.
Cat Daddy Squared.
Exactly.
So is the other one just under Kink Shame, straight up?
Oh, no. That one is, if you just look up the Primordial of Human Experience, we just have one of our punk songs on there. It's like a compilation album of like 13 Galveston artists.
Oh,
that
sweet.
was like the very first one, 2016.
What's how do you spell that? You said Primordial?
Primordial, Primo. My bad, it's spelling in my head. Let me look this up.
Is it Primordial?
Yes.
Primordial, sorry. That's actually my bad.
The Primordial what?
Of Human Experience.
Oh, Primordial of Human Experience, kind of like the essence or the beginning.
Right.
Okay. Beginning. Oh, that's kind of cool.
We're on that emo shit.
Yeah.
It's under Spaced Out.
Oh, sweet.
The rest of our stuff's like all on tape because ain't nobody touring than us.
Oh, yeah.
You have to come to my house, rob me, steal the tapes, rip the tapes, put them on. You're going to do all the work for me. Please, actually, if you're hearing this, come to our house, steal our tapes, and put them on the internet for me.
It's an open invitation right there. House party.
Yeah, we really been slacking on like putting it on the internet. Because I mean, like, if you want to catch us, you can just catch us at our shows.
There it is. Well, so just one more time for the listeners. What are some more like the most recent shows coming up?
March 23rd with Expensive Jeans, which is just Paul and Whitney.
Sweet.
Really weird and really cute, and I love them. Going to be with them at Christmas Island in Houston.
Christmas Island.
March 23rd. It's going to be on Saturday.
You guys do anything for South by? You going to Austin or no?
Oh,
Not
no.
probably be working during all that.
Oh yeah. Feel that, yeah. I mean, it definitely is a bitch trying to get around Austin during South by.
Dude, pretty much everybody's been hitting up like me, Pete. I don't know about you, but especially like the Grease Trap page, like bands coming from South by, like, hey, got any shows going on? But
trying to come to Galveston and play.
Yeah.
Word.
Pete has booked a few. I've been working too much to bother.
Sweet. And then for you guys, like social media, just at Kink Shame.
Yeah.
It's like facebook.com/strongdrinks.shamelesskinks.com. Shit like that. I can't remember what we put.
And if you want any food, just facebook.com/illegal noodle.
Illegal noodle?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, hell yeah. Well, it's been cool having you guys. Appreciate y'all coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's been a lot of fun. We gotta do this again sometime.
Hell yeah.
Maybe sometime after the show, we can talk about how that went and chill, kick it. Maybe we can have a special guest if you guys want to bring anybody on.
Down.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Somebody random. I got 3 guest mics.
Oh,
So
heck.
yeah, bring in a rando, maybe someone that's never been on a podcast before. Freak them out.
Bring in those dogs.
Yeah, bring in the dogs with us.
Now tell us what you have to say.
They're already here. I think I almost have to write them royalties. They're in so much on some of these episodes.
If you want any wrestlers on here, I could bring in some dudes from Doomsday.
Really?
My cousin's
Oh
a
my
3-time
God.
Doomsday world champion. Doomsday
Bro,
wrestler in
please
Houston.
make that connection.
I can bring
I will.
them.
I will do this. I'm not kidding. That would be
So
fucking
silly.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I used to have a Doomsday flyer. They used to hang up on my wall
Really?
right there. Yeah, man.
I could bring Greg and my cousin Cody up in here, and they'd love it, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's do
Tex
that.
Lone
man.
Star and the top banana.
Yes, let's do this. This has to happen now. We're gonna talk about this after the show.
Definitely.
All right. All right, guys. Any closing shout outs or anything? You want to shout out anybody?
Shout out to
Any,
Paul.
any inspirational figures?
Yes.
Mhm.
Actually, 2-in-1. Inspirational figure and a thank you. Shout out to Paul Wasserless, who lived above Senpai's, who he still does.
Put up with all of our crap, all of our noise, offered her salamis, which she didn't take, and I wish she had it because I like eating salami.
Not the free salami.
Dude, he had a whole ass stick. You sure you don't want one?
I'd be like, I'll take that over to East Center and throw it on the deli slicer and make like the gnarliest grilled cheese in the world.
Oh, salami and cheese.
That's what I had for breakfast.
Any shout outs for you, Blaine? Any
shout outs for me? Shout out to Sean and Jackie for letting us have shows.
Yeah.
I think Symposium's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. Shout out Symposium. All right, you guys. Well, the Artists in Depth podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, 5-star reviews. Give us some constructive criticism if you want. Please do. We love it. If you please feel free to contact us on social media if you have anybody you want to come on the show and talk about anything that'd be a good fit. Think they're inspirational if you look up to them, or if they make some really cool art, we'd love to talk to them. All right, Kink Shame.
All right, man.
We out.
You've been listening to the Artists in Depth podcast, motivating creative minds through artistic exploration. If you like what you're hearing, please be sure to give us a rating or a positive review. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email us at vonpatrickarts@gmail.com. That is VONPATRICK@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and we look forward to talking to you.